next keynote address, and the topic for the address is delivering seamless multi-platform experiences beyond mobile. And who better than an experienced senior vice president with a demonstrated history of working in the entertainment industry, strong professional, skilled in strategy, entrepreneurship, setting up and operationalizing new businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage COO for Shimaru Entertainment, Kranti Gada.
So thanks for being here to patiently listen to me. I think before we talk about delivering seamless experiences, what I'd really like to touch upon is multi-platform and what went behind making these multi-platforms. I've been here for the last 2 hours and we are delving a lot into the future and digital and how the consumer is going to evolve and how media will evolve and advertising will evolve, etc. But just to take a step back, just to take a step back as to when we talk about the mobile as the second screen today, I want to just speak about the original second screen, when the only way to monetize content or for the filmmakers to actually get there and get their creativity seen were theaters. And when television came in, what it first started was with piracy. A lot of pirated VHSs floating around, and the entire film community or the content community is worried that now this TV and the VHS is going to come and eat away all our theatrical revenues. And it took people like our MD, Mr. Raman Maru, and the likes at that time in the industry to actually convince producers like Yash Raj, Mr. Yash Johar, Mr. Gulshan Rai to say that no, it will only increase your consumption. And somehow they agreed to license content and a new monetization stream around VHS or home video for that matter was built. Did it eat into the theatrical revenues? No. It actually expanded revenues, it expanded audiences, it expanded people who were actually able to consume Bollywood. Probably a decade later came the Gulf War, and inadvertently BBC became the first private broadcaster to really get streamed into houses, not officially actually, not under a license from the government of India, but unofficially. And then the government, then the whole private broadcasting play came, and again the content owners were like, okay, now television is going to come and eat into our revenues, and we're not going to, be able to make the same amount of money or monetize. And I think what has happened is history in terms of expanding revenues, expanding reach, expanding monetization. And then there was digital. And even if you see the advent of digital, it actually started with piracy. YouTube was UGC. That was I would say the original video platform which really made it scale. And it was again pirated content being put over there by users, and again the content owners were worried that, oh, I will use this only to promote my content and market my movies. I'm not going to monetize. And today YouTube and a bunch of other digital platforms have become great monetization tools. So I think the consumer is ahead of us, and I think the reason to kind of delve into the past is to say that can we keep looking at the consumer and where he is going and create business models around it. If we're able to do that, that is what multi-platform really is all about, because the consumer does not say, oh, I'm a TV consumer, I'm a mobile consumer, I'm a digital consumer, I'm a theatrical consumer. It's us who put ourselves into silos saying, oh, I work in the broadcast space, I work in the digital space, I create content for this platform or that platform. The consumer is looking at it as a experience as a whole, and he does not discriminate between media or mediums. And therefore, when we are creating content, can we think about actually touching him across touch points and giving him a seamless experience there? So at Shimaru, we've been doing that, and today we actually take the same piece of content and deliver it across media, whether it's television, DTH, cable, even home video, digital, mobile, internet, even very, very innovative models on digital that we do, including transport, whether it's surface transport, airlines, etc. The consumer has to have access to content on all platforms. You cannot expect him to just come and view you on one platform. Basically, this is the same point. Again, what we're seeing today is that the mobile is actually not taking away from television, but it's actually adding another layer on top of television. A lot of content creators are now looking at actually using the mobile very actively to continue the same story which is being told on other screens, whether it's being told on the television or in theaters. There have been instances where in TVCs, the characters actually have their own Twitter handles and their own social media handles, and a lot of interaction and story unfolds outside of the television and actually on the digital media. So I think as content creators, you need to be able to engage the consumer on the entire journey, on the 360 degrees. I note that today's audience is probably a little bit more advertiser skewed, and therefore I brought in a small example on an ad which has done great seamless integration across media. Can we have the video, please?
To get more people to try Coke Zero, we created an entire campaign that they could literally drink. First, we built a billboard that served real Coke Zero to thousands of fans. Then, we poured Coke Zero to people all over the country.
Your TV is about to pour you a Coke Zero.
This is a drinkable commercial.
We partnered with Shazam and created a new way of using their technology.
Shazam now to drink it.
By Shazamming the spot, Coke Zero from the screen was poured right into people's phones, whether they were at home, at a concert, or among 80,000 people at the NCAA final game. Every interaction ended with a free Coke Zero that could be redeemed at major retail stores across the U.S. Even when there was no screen, we poured Coke Zero using just sound. From ads that became cups, to flyers that became straws, to tweets that poured Coke Zeros in 140 characters, to drinkable posters that use Shazam to turn people's phones into digital straws. Every single ad put a Coke Zero in people's hands. So next time you're thirsty, drink an ad.
Thank you. I'd just like to draw your attention to a few things. What was the objective of the campaign? I don't know if you all got it, but the objective of the campaign was to drive trials, get people to try Coke Zero. I feel that what they managed to do was actually get them to try it at two levels. One, virtually, and the other is actually physically. So while physical trials we all talk about, but even the feeling that the consumer goes through when he's putting the mobile phone there and the feeling that he imagines in his mind that he's drinking the drink actually sticks with him and goes for, takes him to another level with the brand. I think in terms of execution, if I were to see it, I think the messaging was very simple and uniform across the media, whether it was merchandise, whether it was outdoors, whether it was television, radio. Also, I would say that what made it possible, I think very often what we miss as advertisers or agencies is the execution part, a strong partner to execute a concept like this. And here I think Shazam played a great role in actually making this whole campaign come alive. The touch points, it was able to integrate touch points across media, and I think as agencies, we must appreciate what enables the campaign is equally important as the thought behind the campaign. With this, I'd like to take your leave and thank you very much.